It's another Thunder Thursday on News OK Live. I'm Mike Sherman, sports editor of the Oklahoman, here with our Thunder coverage team from my far left. Beat writer Eric Horn, beat writer Anthony Slater, Thunder expert aficionado Darnell Mayberry.
Looking taller than he is right here. I feel small. I can see us on the camera over there. It's unbelievable.
I like this.
I like it. Anyway, guys, we're talking about the Thunder's 120-108 victory over the Clippers. I got the score right. And the Thunder got the fourth quarter right, Anthony. You were there to witness both of these games, the collapse last week and the triumph this week. Is it as easy as Russell Westbrook? Is that the answer?
It helps. I mean, he was really bad in the fourth quarter. It was last Wednesday. It was exactly a week, prior. 0-6 shooting in the fourth. I don't know how many assists he had, but I would assume not many because they weren't making shots. So how can you even get assists? But Durant played better. He hit a big three down the stretch. Yeah, I think he only had one turnover in the fourth quarter. He had 5 before that. So the Stars played better, and then they got contributions really from everywhere. Canner was really good in his little pockets of minutes. Morrow, came in. He had a 3. He had 2 free throws. They just played better. Clippers played worse. They were at home. This is what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to beat the Clippers at home. They're supposed to hold a 10-point fourth quarter lead. They did it. Good job.
Good job. But, Eric, the ball movement. I mean, as Anthony referenced, at the end of the game, when things started slipping away in Los Angeles, it was Durant and Westbrook really trying to do it themselves. That really never happened last night.
No, it didn't. And you can attribute that again to Russell Westbrook. He was getting out on the break, distributing the guys. I mean, he found Kyle Singler for a dunk. He found Steven Adams for a basket. He was really getting other guys involved, particularly on the fast break. And, I mean, it showed last night. And Doc Rivers was critical of their defense last night. They didn't play very good defense on whether it was on dead balls or live balls. So, and the Thunder took advantage of that and give them credit for it. There was a time where you thought, hey, this lead got whittled down after J.J. Redick hit a couple of big shots, but they didn't falter and they didn't go back to hero ball again. So let's give the Thunder credit. They got a big win.
You mentioned it. Darnell, getting out on the break. The rebounding advantage for this team was unbelievable.
Come to me soon. I got a stat for you.
Okay, we'll get to it. I don't know, 59-23, wasn't it? Something like that?
And they were 62-32 on the Warriors the other day.
Darnell, is that this is one of the great rebounding teams in the NBA. Offensively, defensively, is that a recipe or the recipe for the Thunder to win?
Yeah, I mean, it helps a lot, but they got to stop turning it over. It's not going to help if they continue to turn it over the way that they have been. I think that if they clean that up, they're going to be okay. But there's some other issues that they have to work on. The rebounding itself is not going to win them games in the playoffs.
Okay, Anthony, I'm dying to know.
Everyone's dying to know.
You got a stat for us. Hit it.
Well, their rebounding differential this season is plus 7.8 after last night when they just killed the Clippers on the glass. It's the fourth best rebounding differential in the history of the NBA. The last team, I got it right here, the last team was the 1975 Boston Celtics to have this good of a rebounding differential. They're averaging over 48 points per game, and they're giving up only about 40. They just kill people on the glass, and it's an undertold story of this team. I mean, and it's always said by coaches in the pregame. You talk to Steve Kerr, like, yeah, they got stars, but we really got to rebound because, I mean, that's where they kill people. It's Enes Kanter, it's Steven Adams, it's Russell Westbrook, it's Kevin Durant who has double-digit rebounds 7 straight games. Everyone on this team rebounds.
Hey, Anthony,
you didn't mention Serge.
Well, I mean, he's chipping in 7.
There you go.
One thing you got to say about Serge and rebound more, Serge. It's like it's hard to rebound when everyone on your team is attacking.
That's what I'm saying. They're taking it from him. Hey, by the way, Eric, Anthony said it's an undertold story. Geez, I wonder who we should see about that.
I wrote it earlier this year, and then the game after I wrote it, the Nets killed him on the glass. I had that way,
Yep.
It's rare. It's rare. Once upon a time, the Thunder had 2 of the best rebounding guards in the league. They had Thabo Sefolosha and Russell Westbrook, and that was sort of the story. In fact, they used to stare down Perk if he went after the rebounds. Imagine that. Or they used to stare down Ibaka if they went after their rebounds. Now it seems like the whole team. What I wonder is, isn't the improvement on the offensive glass, and isn't that really a lot traceable to Ibaka and Kanter?
Kanter, really?
Yeah, Kanter's just he just seems to have just natural gifts for being an offensive rebounder. Defensive end, he's still working on that, and Billy Donovan's made a point to tell him to work on that more. And then you've got Russell Westbrook, one of the best rebounding guards ever. I mean, the way he attacks the offensive glass is unseen from anybody we've seen in the NBA in years, but then he leaves you vulnerable too when he goes to the offensive glass and the Thunder's transition defense. So there's a give and take to that too. They thrive on the glass, but they also give something up.
We'll get to that too. Darnell, Anthony mentioned the 1975 Boston Celtics. Is that right?
We're the last team to have this good a rebounding difference.
Okay, I'm going to channel Barry Trammell here. I'm going to ask you, can you name one starter from the 1975 Boston Celtics? Can you name one?
No.
As a second, I believe you're the second oldest person on this panel.
Yeah, I cannot.
You cannot?
No.
I'll go on a limb and just guess Dave Cowens.
Dave Cowens was a rebounding fool.
He was a rebounding fool.
Paul Silas was a rebounding
I'm looking at their roster right now. JoJo White.
John Havlicek. JoJo White. Oh, he used to go to the boards for a guard, yes.
Okay, 6'3". Yeah, Havlicek.
I make this point not to go
Don
down.
Nelson.
Don Nelson. Now, I don't know. Nelson had the high and tights.
He could probably box out. I mean, a lot of it's boxing.
White wristbands. Paul Silas was a rebounder. I make this point not to set up an age thing between us, but to say this team sends you back into the rule books and the history books often. Last night, it was Russell Westbrook. 1988, Anthony, we sort of glossed over that. The numbers, 20 and 20. There's news on that, though, Anthony. You're breaking news about Russell Westbrook's historic stats.
B-ball breakdown. He's just a guy on Twitter that does a lot of breaking down of basketball. One of the assists was Westbrook passed it to Adams. Adams handed it to Durant. Durant made a shot. It was the Steven Adams assist. It went to Russell Westbrook. I would assume since it's out there, it'll probably be changed and he'll end with 19 assists. Still a pretty good night though.
And pretty good night that carried all the way through the game. You see flourishes of this, but those assists mattered as the team was trying to pull away. It seemed like there were several plays. When Andre Roberts is hitting corner threes, that's going to help your assist total.
Yeah.
But the assists last night seem to be coming all kinds of directions, all kinds of ways.
Well, we see it a lot where he comes out of the gate and 8 assists, 7 assists in the first quarter, and everyone's getting involved, everyone's feeling good. But then as the game goes on, as they hit late and there's maybe some drama, and he may start panicking and he's taking threes, and the team's kind of stops the movement. And he had 8 in the first quarter, but he only ends with 13, 14. Still a good assist total, but when you kind of skew the last 3 quarters, it's not that great. Last night, obviously, career high. It went all the way through. You mentioned it. That's why they won.
Left-handed passing got a lot of mention on ESPN.